Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Forster. For those of you that haven't watched any of my YouTube videos that I've made on reloading, and more than just reloading, it's also reviewing the different components to get to your end result. But firstly, what I want to say is Wouter van Heerden, thank you very much for your contribution through the Patreon page. It's people like you that makes it for me easier to carry on making videos and enable me to do that. Today I've got the Forster case length trimmer. Now this one is also about 20 years old, and I've been using it for thousands and thousands of rounds to cut, and I'm still using the same cutter, so it's exactly the same cutter that I've got on here as the original one that it came out with. Now there's some adjustments that you need to do on them. If you go for the bigger cases, there's a collet adapter or a change that you do, and it's this one over here. So this one will take right up to this is a 338 Lapua, and then it's got another shoulder, and you can see there's a big gap that'll take up to a 505 Gibbs. So your Chitex will fit in here as well. And it works on a collet system, so it will, on the inside here, it's got a sloped face that compresses your case, and that holds it into position as you reload. So there you go. So that's held in position there, and by just loosening it up, it comes out. So what I've got here is some 308, and let me just first explain the operation of this one. On the back here, there's a little grub screw that you can loosen, and that is the stopper that you adjust here. And if you look on that side, I think this camera here will catch it nicely. You undo or you loosen up the stop grub screw over there, and then the side grub screw can be turned out. You can see there it's coming out quite a fair bit. It's about a millimeter and a half or so, and now there's no gap in between the stopper and this housing over here. So by turning it in again, then it's coming out through on the other side, and now I have a play there. So that's your fine-tuning that you do over there. So let's see what we can do. This is brand new 308 brass, so it's been resized by the factory, so the pilot there should fit in there fairly tight. Don't use brass that has not been resized. This is brass that's not been resized. It's been cleaned, but it's too loose. So if your brass is too loose, you will get not 90 degree or parallel surfaces over there. So the best is you resize at least your neck, and then some oil on. You can oil your mandrel slightly. This is just some WD-40 there, and the shaft as well, and that's good enough. So now it goes nice and smooth, and you can do whatever you want with it. Right, so to set up your case length, now there's handbooks, and there's quite a few handbooks of these that gives you the length that you should trim them to, or the maximum length that you should not exceed to trim them. Now if I look at the book that I've been using for many years. It's the 6th edition from Hornady, and I found these invaluable. They are absolutely giving me everything that I need to know about the case itself or the cartridge itself, and obviously it's concentrating on the Hornady bullets, but nevertheless you can flick through them and you will get different cases. There's the 270, they will give you the case length, and so it carries on. And then up here, here's the 308, and we should be looking at a maximum case length of 2.015, and for the purpose of reloading and all the loads that you get over here, the case trim length to which they've trimmed them was 2.005 inches. So let's see what we come up with. I've got a brand new box of 308 brass, and we can measure them. This one hasn't been touched, and we can measure them and we can see what length it is. So this one is 2.008. So if we can bring it down to 2.005, it's 3 thou that we have to take off on this one. So that can be a very good measurement for you, is if you do it according to your trim length that they have in the book. The reason why you must not exceed the case, the maximum case length, is for that very specific reason which I've told you about, is in your chamber where your case neck stops and there's a slight bevel, and then you've got your free bore, and if it exceeds that length there, you can crimp your bullet in your chamber and you can have an explosion. So watch the length, watch your case length. It's very important, and try to keep them the same. Now on these I haven't made a master case yet. Normally I have master cases that I make, so let's make a master case and see how we fare with it. So what I do is I just make this sliding adjuster here. I loosen it and I push it in as close as possible to the surface face of the collet style. There you go. So now it's tight, and now I bring my adjustment closer, and I will tighten the one side of the screw of the holder. Right, so I've touched it, but I don't think I will cut off anything really. So yeah, it's I'm not even it's not cutting, so it's not deep enough. There's here and there's a little bit of a mark, so it was a little bit a high spot. Now let's see for the finer adjustments. So same thing, I push it right in and then tighten your handle, and now with the adjustment screw over here, you undo that screw, that grub screw, and with the Allen key on the side, you adjust it anti-clockwise for a little bit, and now we tighten this, and let's see if we can come to that 2.005 inches on this one over here. So there I can feel it, it's touching, but once again it wasn't much. It's just as you can see there, now the mouth is nice and smooth at the top, and let's see what it looks like. So .003, so yeah, 2.004, so it's 1 thou less than the case trim length that they've got in the Hornady book there. With your first shot that you take, that might change again, and you'll have to just recut. Remember to measure the length after every time that you've been out to the shooting range, and cut it with whatever cutter you use, but cut your length right. Okay, so that one, so we got that one to 2.003. Let's take another one. Also this one, you can see it hasn't been cut, so there's no shiny bright line on it. And same thing in there, press tight, tighten the holder here, and there we go. You can feel it cuts a little bit, but it's really very, very little. And there, nice and smooth, and you've got a shiny mouth. So let's see what it comes up to. Okay, 2.002, so it's 1 thou more. That's not critical. That's quite acceptable there. Let's do another one. Once again, in there, and adjust or tighten your holder here, and let's see what we cut off on this one. Once again, just a fraction. I can feel it, but it cut it. There you can see the bright shiny ring that it's has cut. So 2.0035. So it's 1.5 thou less than the subscribed case length that's in the Hornady book. And basically that is it from for the Forster case length trimmer. So for each and every case that you need to trim, you need a pilot. So this is a 243 pilot, and then I've got the bigger one here. That's a 375 pilot. This one over here is for the 338. This one here, it says on there that's for a 303, and this one over here, that's for a 260. So that is all you do. You buy or you get yourself a new pilot. So it's an inexpensive but very efficient and easy cutting unit or case length trimmer that you can buy there. I love this one. If I have to choose, this is normally the one that comes out as one of my top favorites. The other ones that we've reviewed, there's some of them that's also very, very good. So is this one, and there's many more on the market that's just as good. So just this is just a sample of what's available and what you can do and what not. So this is the Forster case length trimmer, and that's basically it. So there's nothing more that I can tell you on this one. This is it. So thank you for watching the video, and please don't forget to have a look at my Patreon page at the bottom of the description, and see if you can contribute something there for me as well. I appreciate it. Have a nice day, and until next time, goodbye.